This is a random selection of videos from one of my YouTube channels, thrown together very quickly. Oh, Tony.
Pam Coughlin won her appeal case in 1999, which clarified the law regarding everyone's right to 100% NHS-funded care. The judgment in Coughlin clearly establishes that where a person's primary need is for health care, and that is why they are placed in nursing home accommodation, the NHS is responsible for the full cost of the package. That quote is from the Law Society.
Anyone already in a nursing home could ask for reassessment because almost by definition, if you're in a nursing home, you need nursing care.
The law requires that anyone with care needs the same or greater than Pam Coughlin is fully funded by the NHS. This funding includes all costs, including those of accommodation.
I can manage to eat with a leather strap on my hand and the spoon jammed into the leather strap. If someone cuts up my food, I can then manage to eat on my own. I have to have assistance with drinking. If someone holds a cup, then I have a drink from the cup like this. I don't have to have a beaker, just an ordinary cup or glass. I can speak and operate a computer and write letters by means of a microphone. Can't use the keyboard, but I can operate it by means of a joystick, which is a big help for campaigning.
You may compare the patient's care needs with those of Pam Coughlin after printing out the page signed by Pam, known as pamsday.pdf. This is on the Advice for Solicitors page of the website www.nhscare.info.
It is a very hard battle, but if you genuinely think you should be funded by the health service and you have similar needs to mine or more, then you will win. The complaints procedure can be long. It can take 2 years and involve apparently endless correspondence, but you will win. The Royal College of Nursing is very sympathetic, and so is the Law Society, and generally every self-respecting association.
This is the deer caught on air closed circuit TV, which was preceded by a fox eating the peanuts. Of course, Robin leaves the peanuts out every night, for example on the front doorstep, or near the front doorstep, and it's mostly to feed the foxes and any other little animals that are interested. However, looks like the fox was frightened away by the deer. Don't worry, the fox came back later to finish the peanuts, but this video is all about the deer, because whereas Robin leaves peanuts out for the foxes, June leaves her plants out, and she's grown plants and put them in containers near the front door, especially to encourage the deer to come and munch them. We used to be quite happy with them eating just the roses. Oh, anything worth one over here? Anybody watching? No. Okay, go away then. It's why. You got him. I got him again. Here he comes. You probably get jealous if yeah, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Oh dear, you're gonna rescue it.
Oh my God. Oh dear. Okay, say hello, Christina. You alright? There we go. Right, this is the little doggy because we know that Christina might be pining for her little puppy.
Yeah, right.
And so we thought, being a sensitive sort of person, I went to a lot of trouble to make her a little friend, right? And he's very functional. If you had any doubts, he is a little boy doggy, right? And we see, you see what I mean, righty? Don't whop any gears, so does it all fall apart? Good, isn't he? Yeah, brilliant. Gotcha. Yeah, right.
Robin is having trouble controlling himself. With
Right, it does work quite well, but we've got plenty of other video of that, but never mind. So, see, because he could normally...
My dog is a lot better trained than that.
Hang on, where's the dog? He's getting fat. Come on. Oh, well, anyway.
Yeah.
He's not very well trained.
It's a little mouse. It's a little mouse. That's only a little baby one. Oh. Where's he gone? Let him go. Let him go. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? He's gone now. Got away. No, that's tough. He's got away. Here, Toadie, come and have a look at the seat I've made for you over here. There. We can wait for the foxes in the evening. The view's much the same out over our top pond. The only snag is we've got to be careful about the water squirters and other body parts and things.
Toadie the cat can cut telephone wires.
Noticed this morning that the phone had been snipped, the one we have in the lounge, and there's only one likely culprit, and sure enough, it's Toadie.
You stupid cat. You should know better than to do things like that. Yes, it's working. Yes, and that was helped by June. We just swapped leads with another phone and then ordered 2 more on Amazon. Which just shows even women can be engineers sometimes, can't they?
Happy anniversary, Robin, June. Have a great day.
Yeah, we've got the Chromebook up on the Wi-Fi network here, and we're just making sure Saskia can put up the gazebo, and I've already ordered on Ascot Car to be collecting the remaining chairs from our place, and over here today, £35.
Do you normally...
Lovely. Okay, see you then. Bye. Yeah, no problem. Back from Saskia and Gary's, and even though was able to top up with fuel at the usual place. Yes, June's dished up the food, and we got the tennis on there, so I must be quick because it was just to get this. So happy everybody, and Michelle, just down from Coventry. What do you want to say? Anything at all?
You're manic.
Yeah, that's right. I'm manic. That's correct, and that's completely consistent. Mum, what do you like to say? Nothing at all about like being manic? Would you like to say anything to the people coming to the party? Nothing at all? Okay, dear. That's okay. You don't want to raise a glass to them? Okay, you ready? Oh, you have already? Okay. Samantha? No, okay. That's right. Pity. There we go.
It's always a difficult thing,
Yeah,
when it comes to
that's what I have to live
that
with,
sort of thing.
unfortunately.
Sometimes players will say, we don't look ahead in the
Yeah.
draw.
They not have
Before they play
to,
their
don't
first
only have to
round,
live
there'll
with
be a
me,
question, sort of, where's the third round?
but I
You might
have
play
to
against.
put up with
You just
that.
have to try.
You don't have to.
Thanks very much for that. I had no
Well, I
idea.
do.
When they
Yeah,
absolutely don't
a lot
think
of
they're
people,
playing.
if they were shrinks, would say it was
It
mental health stigma. Right. I would just say, it's, from my point of view, it's being naturally crazy, which I have been, and a lot of my best respected friends have been. But at the end of the day, everybody's different. And it all worked very well today, didn't it? Everybody agree with that? Did it work well? Perfectly, I would have said. Lovely. Let's look forward to a good 40th anniversary tomorrow. Right, we just got a warning. Okay, carry on with the food. It looks like we're getting to the stage where I'll be giving the present to June. So these guys have been tipped off. Yeah, so they know about it, and the actual area where it's going to be done is through here. Just through there, okay.
Yeah. So Gary organised a little something.
Oh, just here is it? We're going to where we
Yeah.
stand.
Do you want to open it?
Yeah, let's have a little look, see what we've got.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, hang on, they give me a chance to see it.
Can I open it up?
Oh, that's. Who's that gorgeous bloke?
So, very carefully.
That is absolutely lovely. Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Did I see anybody else hiding? Somebody's hiding off camera. Yeah, that is lovely. Thank you very much. You like it, Jen?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it as good as the cakes you could make?
Did you want to cut it?
Right, okay, I can put the camera away. Sorry about that, I just belt some braces.
Did you want to cut it?
You want to cut it? Shall we do it in the same way as I cut it at the wedding, dear?
No.
No? Well, do you recall who was at the wedding? The wedding reception. Right, do you recall how I actually cut the cake? Well, you were too drunk at the time, weren't you? Right. Excuse me, Which has got a knife in her hand.
Which side should we cut from?
Would you like me to cut it?
Just wondering which side would be best to cut from.
Oh, good, you don't want to... Well, I don't know.
So
You
got
make
the
the
right
decisions
thing.
here.
The
You're
photograph.
always right.
Yeah.
It's all edible.
Yeah. Seems a pity to
Yeah, absolutely.
cut it all.
Lovely. Yeah. But I seem to remember the photograph that our friend Pete Wilson took. It was slightly different. Can I just pose for that, even if I don't do it for real? I seem to remember that the wedding photograph that everybody's seen in black and white, it was more like this, wasn't it? Yeah, is it? All right, here we go.
Right, careful.
Right, okay.
Oh dear. Well, that wasn't the way to cut it.
It's not the way to go. No? Right. Do you want me to fetch a plate or something?
No.
Please, kids, don't do this at home, right?
Did you want to say something?
What?
You wanted to say something.
Well, okay. I've got a little surprise present for you, actually. Right? But before we get to that, I will say...
Speak to Robin.
Yeah, sorry. I know I'll go on a bit, but okay. What I will say is... it's amazing that we put up with each other. Well, June's put up with me for 50 years, right? Everybody knows I've been crazy for the last few years, but in fact, Sally and some of my workmates and university mates know I was crazy from the 60s, and it's actually documented, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, yes, exactly. But the key thing is, I am crazy. I'm crazy about her still. Okay, right? What else can I say? Sweet talking her. Oh yes, that was it. What's the? Is it opposites attract? Is it a term? And we couldn't be more different, right? Could we? Absolutely opposite. So. I know you don't know anything about physics, but it's to do with magnets, isn't it? Right. That's enough of that. So,
Yeah, that's
right,
enough.
let me just. That's enough. Right. So let me give you your present. Right. So can you imagine what the present might be?
No.
You've got no
A
idea.
magnet.
Hey? Quite good. Quite good. Well, actually, you know that for years, I've been buying you. Stuff that's off eBay or something,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Although to be true, sometimes it's genuine, right? But you never check, do you? Right? Okay. And of course, it would be a security risk if it were known that she had valuable jewellery in the house. Okay, so I'd like you to open this, dear, and I will say that somebody helped me contract the right company to supply it, and this is well, I won't say it's classified, but you can all pretend that it was cheap stuff on eBay, right? Okay. You're not slow with the wrapping, aren't you? Oh, right, what we got? Okay, right, do you like it now? Let's see what it is. Let me show everybody sees it.
Oh, yeah. Cute.
Oh, okay.
Well, that looks real.
Does it?
Real diamonds.
So, it looks real, does it? Right, okay.
Thank you.
Right. But if on the by any chance it wasn't real, because obviously they've improved stuff over the years, how would you know? I mean, actually,
You
I
put
don't
it
know if people have had a
underwater
chance to
and-
see it, but if you could say, it's basically. Can I just make sure they have a glance of it? It's basically gold with diamonds. Okay, that's it. Gold and diamonds. Okay. Right. Yeah, there you go. Right. Now, okay, June. How would you know whether that is genuine or not?
Well, there should be a gold mark on it if it's real.
Oh. Well, you don't. Easy enough with plastic. So, you don't know?
No.
There's a Sicilian connection. Did you know?
No.
Do you know what the chap who ran out shouting Eureka said? No? Or Syracuse. Do you remember Syracuse on holiday?
We've been to Syracuse, yeah.
Right. Well, he was in the bath and he suddenly realised that you could actually tell the difference between lead and gold by measuring the weight. Okay? So, do you want to check that out?
All right now.
Right, okay.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
All right.
Right, how do
Thank
I
you.
turn off? That way.
Right. Yeah. So, June's
Yes.
chatting to
Yeah.
the Paul we know. Yeah. Belting down,
Right.
belting down rain. Oh, dear. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Now, apparently, Saskia's drunk. Didn't know anything about that was a present going to be given us, did you? No, fine. That's what I thought. Right. Oh, right. Okay, so this is from you, is it? Okay. Oh, right. From who? Who's it from?
From Sally, Becky, and Dad.
Ah, right. So where are they? Where are they gone? Yeah, hiding. Right. Okay, Adam. Right. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah. Well, she. Oh, yeah. I thought so. Yeah. There you go. She's topping up her glasses. Yeah. Oh, what is it? Right. I don't need a long clip. That'll do. Yeah, I just want to check the quality of this present here. Right, it says love on it. Right, I don't know what that's about. Right. Now again, the only important guy here is Jack, isn't it, Jack? That's right.
That's it, Jack, isn't it? Yes, that's it. Yes, you're the important one, aren't you? Yes.
Dribble!
Dribble. Yeah, I know. June tends to do that, don't you? All cards. Lovely. Right, I'm just looking at the card on your wedding anniversary, wishing you a special of your 50 years. This is from, get it right, Sally.
That's from Sally.
Sally.
That's the one from Becky.
Ah, that's right. This is from Sally, right? Rather than the three of them. And it says, "Dear Robin and June, may you both be proud in every single way. Buon congratulazioni, nujaci de oro." Oh, hang on. I bet it's more than that. Knowing my sister. Let's have a look.
Volume 3.
Yes, I thought there was. There's other stuff in here. What's it? To my bonkers brother, long-suffering missus, lots of loves and hugs from your batty bird lady, Sally. Yeah, well, that's true enough. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Sally. Oh, another one. Oh, it's not that bag of Semtex again, is it? Hey? Hey? Yeah, afraid so. Yeah, don't tell you about that. I tell you, it's old technology, June. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's on blooming Facebook, and all we get are blooming videos of swans and stuff like that.
Geese and
What are these things?
Ducks.
they're ducks.
They're ducks. Are they ducks?
Yeah.
Love ducks.
Ah.
Don't know what the difference is, but they said they were love ducks.
Ah, right. Oh, lover ducks. Right. Well, as it today, the video that we put up from who was it? Silver Rowley was guard duck. Right.
Yes.
That went up today.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I think they look like cormorants.
Yeah. Cormorants. Yeah, exactly.
Or even, dare I say it, shags.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sally. Thank you. Right, here we go. Just about to look at your card. Right, here we go. This is from Becky and Adam after 50 years, etc. And what does it say? It says, "To hit the bar, congratulations, Uncle Robin and Auntie June. Happy golden anniversary. Lots of love, Becky and Adam." Right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Give us a thumbs up. Yeah, lovely. Thumbs up, Adam. Brilliant. Well, thanks for not telling me, Ellie. Want to repeat that round of applause, please? Yeah, come on then. Right, there we go. All right, okay. Lovely, yes. Well, thanks. Did a brilliant job. Thank you very much indeed. Okay. Terrific. Lovely. So, here's me talking a lot to Becky about NHS care and stuff. What's he doing? Is this the bloke doing women's work? Is he doing women's work?
Yeah. So,
Thanks for a lovely party and all your cards, and I must admit it got me changing the decoration in the lounge. So love and strength to everybody. To relive our caravanning holidays in the 80s. We weren't able to visit Pam Cochland in Exeter again, so we went on through. We spent the first night, Friday night, in Plymouth, visiting the Hoe. We did a bit of exploring until we found where James Lovelock used to live.
Treat science like art. In other words, don't expect to make a living from it. Enjoy it.
That is certainly how James Lovelock treated his career, and at the beginning of his 2nd century, he is as cheerful as ever.
I've never been so happy. I'd always thought the moment you passed 100, life started going downhill and there's miseries and, staggering all over the place. Well, I may stagger about, couldn't care less, but it's really enjoyable.
Yes, it was St Giles on the Heath, and they had a place called Combe Mill. That's the house, and his laboratory was just there, but most of the kit has been taken into the Science Museum. Then my cousin Alan and his wife Maureen near the river. This is Robin's little pensioner pendant, and here's our walk. So we walk down to the river. Here we go, down to the river just there. And then back again. Of course we had to visit Hale, St Ives Bay, and of course Land's End. Yeah, that's as we remember Land's End. It says operational signpost, other side of hotel. Over there somewhere. It's completely rubbish now. It was all right a few years ago. We had 2 lovely nights in Helston. Witherspoon. This is Helston, and this is the Nigel Hotel. Nigel Hotel. Or the Angel Hotel, but it's very nice, wasn't it?
And parking down the back.
And parking down the back, yeah, lovely. Fowey, where Jill and Stephen are thinking of moving to. Is that where we are?
Yep, that's the main car park.
Fowey, isn't it?
No.
No, you pronounce it Foy. Rubbish place. Car park is lovely. Yeah, Foy Harbour offices. There's the bay, or whatever you call it. So, where are we? Loads of Money Beach. Something like that, yes, loads of Money Beach. We made our way back via Barnstaple, where our friends from the 70s are, but also before that calling to friends of June. June knows Christina through playing tennis.
With with these buildings? Well, this whole place has been running for 20 years.
Yeah, one of June's tennis friends, Christina, they've moved down here. Having a look round. Real house. Of course, they've got tennis courts. Of course.
So we every morning we do an animal feeding. With the children, which we have to do that anyway.
Yes, that's right. No,
Hello, Christina. My sister would like to know this. Is it true that you slaughter your own goats? Is that true?
We don't. No. Our goats.
Hello. Hello.
They're the boys.
Eric and Ernie, what, the pigs?
Eric, the brown and white one. The ducks.
Oh, right. That's Eric.
He was, originally they thought he was a girl, he was called Erin, and then they realised he was a male. Yeah. So he's Eric, and then the white one.
Hello, Rose.
And you let her down
Hello.
later, they
Hello.
follow over cutting this.
Of course, they're not far from GCHQ in Cornwall, near Bude, with the satellite dishes and all sorts of other clever stuff.
It's amazing what you can read from space. Isn't that right, June?
Then her old friends, John and Colleen. Who's these strange people then? Hello?
It's called the White Rabbit.
Exactly. Now, can I put this on here without it falling over?
No idea. Probably not.
Yeah, that might be all right. There we go. It's still rolling.
But you were over there. Give him a kiss. Don't poke you with me fork.
Yes.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Isn't that right, June? It's amazing what you can read from up here, isn't it? Gary has been servicing air cars and doing all sorts of work on them for years. And this one is worth a hell of a lot, isn't it, Gary? About 200 quid?
It'll be about that, yeah.
Yeah, it must be that. Now, he's just found... Now, you tell us, Gary.
Well, it looks like you've had a little mouse inside your air filter living there.
Yeah.
And he's been eating away at the air filter. And he's
Right.
probably been coming out that pipe.
But what everybody wants to know, June, you're very concerned about this as well, aren't you? Is the little mouse okay?
Oh yeah, you run that way somewhere.
You ran out over there. Right, brilliant. But you're always helping, aren't you? Hindered by Mummy, of course.
Leave it alone.
Say bye-bye, Bert. Just wave. You're going to give a little wave?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, 2 metres.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Yes, we're all here now. Hello and welcome back. Chris will be here with the sport in a moment. But first, you might be considered foolhardy if you set out to sea in a boat which didn't have satellite navigation equipment on board, because now it's considered essential.
Indeed, and if a Berkshire company has its way, we'll soon be setting out on car journeys using the same technology. GPS, or Global Positioning Satellite Systems, combined with personal computers, have made it a reality. Nick Knowles, who else, went to investigate.
Excuse me, can you tell me where the nearest petrol station is, please?
Well, there's one, if you go along there and then turn right, then there's one. It's not, there's one up there on the right. It's an Esso garage.
Don't you just hate it when this happens? Well, I don't know. Can you tell me where the nearest petrol station is, please?
There's one, if you go along there and then turn right, then there's one. It's not, there's one up there on the right. It's an Esso garage. Don't you just hate it when this happens?
The trouble is, people's directions can be so inaccurate, but with a new in-car system developed in Sunningdale, you can get accurate information as you travel.
We are near Jade Fountain Chinese restaurant, on our right. We are near the Wells Public House, on our left.
Now this is particularly handy if you're beginning to run out of fuel. You can immediately ask the computer, petrol station.
The nearest place is the filtering station, 0.5 miles ahead at hour 12 o'clock. The second nearest place is...
Now this Lexus Sora is available for sale in this country, but it was originally developed for sale in Japan, hence the GPS navigation system already being built in. But it's a simple enough system. A unit like this interacts with a number of military satellites orbiting the globe to tell you exactly where on the planet you are. This information is then fed into a small computer which has all the local information already programmed onto it. Restaurants, pubs, petrol stations, railway stations, whatever you need to know.
In Japan, they have over 1 million cars now with GPS. They've been running it for 5 years, and it is the way of the future without a shadow of a doubt.
Now you drive around Tokyo a lot, don't you? Do you use the system?
I have to, because my reading of Japanese is appalling, and I can't read it fast enough, but with the GPS system you can find pretty much anywhere you want.
But you don't have to buy a car with the GPS system already built in. It can be installed in any kind of car currently on the road.
With the new revolution in low-cost software, PCs and GPS units, any car can have it fitted from a Metro through to a Rolls-Royce.
Well, the fact that the guidance is by voice means that the driver doesn't have to take his eyes off the road. He's able to just listen to the commentary if he wants it on how to get to where he wants to go.
We are near the Chef Chinese Turkey record, on our right. We are near...
Now, I know what you're thinking. That American accent is really getting on your nerves. Well, there is an alternative.
Moving northeast, Ascot Town Centre, 1 miles to our left, at your 9 o'clock.
And what about if you happen to be French, or you're just practicing French?
Tournez à gauche au rond-point vers la gare.
Experts say informatics, that's in-car navigation, will be worth £3 billion within 15 years. That's big business, with British companies from Berkshire leading the way. So without ever having to look at a map, I can navigate my way all the way from here to, say, Tokyo. So it's a good night from me.
And it is good night from me.
Remarkable new technology that's changing the way we drive our cars. Earlier on today, we sent our travelling tester, Nick Knowles, out on a bit of a mystery tour. Nick, where are you exactly?
Well, as you know, Carol, I am completely lost because you've organised it for me to be brought here in this van with blacked out windows and I have absolutely no idea where I am at all.
Well, there is a reason for that. Your mission today is to get me a Chinese takeaway. I'm feeling a bit peckish, Nick. Now, I know you don't know where to go, but I want you to get inside the car next to you. Yes, that one. It's very intelligent, unlike yourself. And that will tell you all you need to know. Believe me, it will.
Where are we?
We are 26 miles west of London and in Bagshot, not moving.
Extraordinary. We better find somewhere for this Chinese, haven't we? Eating place.
Okay, changing that to Ascot. The nearest eating place is the Beresford Hotel and Restaurant, 2.2 miles. More information is available.
Search.
Okay, changing that to Ascot.
I didn't think they want to do prawn crackers.
The next nearest is the Red Lobster, 2.5 miles.
No, it doesn't sound very Chinese either, does it? Search.
Okay, changing that to Sunning Hill Photograph. The next nearest is the Jade Fountain, 2.7 miles.
Well, there you go, that's perfect. I've got a hands-off phone in here. I can ring up and order the Chinese for you, Carol, and get underway. So we may as well get on with it.
Destination, the Jade Fountain, 2.6 miles ahead of us at your 12 o'clock.
Well, Nick is in one of the smart cars of the very near future. It has a global satellite positioning computer on board and maps programmed into it. So by bouncing signals off satellites, It can tell where it is to within a matter of feet. Now this car is also a bit special because it has a voice recognition system built in. You can ask it questions and it will tell you which way to turn so that you don't have to look at the map. Oh, very clever stuff. So test number 1, will Nick's car get him to the chop suey and fried rice? Well, now that Nick can't hear us, let me tell you, we also have a second test. Because in the future, not only private cars will be intelligent, police cars will be even brighter. So let's go over to a couple of police friends of mine, the Thames Valley Police, who are near Nick's car, which we know is in Ascot. And officers, if I tell you that my car has been stolen, could you please track it down?
Yes, Carol, of course we can find your car. We've got the details logged into our system here. It looks as though it's coming up the 3020 into the Ascot Sunning Hill area. We're going to head up into Ascot and see where it comes out and then follow it on from there.
Now this police car's computer is receiving information beamed to it from a hidden transmitter in our car. It uses the mobile phone network so it can be traced anywhere in the world.
We have your car on the screen. It's come up into the Sunning Hill area near Ascot. Seems to be driving a bit erratically as though looking for somewhere to go to. We're going to go to the end of the high street and see if he comes up to us. There's no need to chase him because we can see where he is.
Ah, the very, very long arm of the law. Now, it'll take the police a while to catch up with Nick, so let's see if he gets the stir-fry before the police put him in stir. Now then, let's go back to our smart car test and see whether Nick's been nicked yet or whether he's got my takeaway.
Destination, the Jade Fountain. 770 yards ahead of us at your 11 o'clock.
Oh, ahead, all right. Well, great, I'll go straight ahead.
We are 24 miles west of London and in Sunning Hill.
So we're in Sunning Hill as well.
Well, it seems to be working well. Nick, are you getting any closer to my Chinese food?
Hello, Carol. Yeah, it's been going very well, and I'm actually very near to the restaurant now, and to get your takeaway, that is. And this car is just amazing. It's got a hands-off phone, so I've been able to order in advance for you. It'll be ready when we get there. But it does other things as well, like, for instance, if I ask it, petrol station.
The nearest filling station is UK filling station, 610 yards ahead of us at your 1 o'clock.
See, that's excellent. It'll even speak in a different language if you want. Japanese. English.
The Jade Fountain, 420 yards ahead of us at your 1 o'clock.
There you go, a few hundred yards. So, Carol, I can go and get your Chinese food now, not a problem, and I'll be back in a second. I hope you're hungry.
Yes, I am hungry. Don't forget the prawn crackers.
Yeah, I know. I'll get you prawn crackers.
Well, Nick's part of the test seems to have worked, but how are our policemen doing? Yes, hot on the case. How's it going, chaps? You managed to find my car?
Yes, we think we found your car, Carol. On the computer here, it's showing about just a little way up the road here.
So that yellow track coming from the south, that's my car, and the white circle is the police car coming to meet Nicholas.
Is this your car over here?
It is, officer.
Excuse me, sir. Is this your car?
Well, not exactly. No, it's Carol Haldeman's. I've been getting some Chinese.
Have you? Can you come back to the station with us? We've got a few questions to ask you. We just want to sort a few things out. Well, that can come back to the station with you. You turn around and mind your head.
The crackers off.
Poor old Nick, he'll never speak to me again. Don't worry, I will bail him out later.
It's years since I did these. Now, you have to come down here to see it properly. You see that tin can down the end there? Yeah. Right. Right, ready? I'm going to shoot now. Ooh. Right. Okay, June, bring it up to show us. Right, so we go. Entry wound there. Exit there.
There's a trick.
Hey?
There's a trick.
No, of course not.
I know
that's it.
I know
It must be true.
I know your trick.
That's about it. This is my mum and dad's wedding anniversary, 30 years ago. Found recently on VHS videotape. That's June, and there's me acting as the host. And in a moment you'll see Becky, my niece. Bit of a handful.
Looking like the Queen.
Real done.
What do you say? I'm waiting for a knife.
You keep quiet.
Are you getting a knife when Wendy?
Somebody pick that record player, will they? Oh, it's terrible. Samantha?
Ready? Steady. Wait for it. All right then. Go. Go.
Oh, turn it down. Oh,
Halfway through it.
don't cut your thumb off, Mum.
Eh?
Don't cut your thumb off.
No.
What's Saskia? I don't know. Oh, everybody, all those strangers in there?
I say we didn't have a wedding cake because you only had a bread pudding. Got that out of
Red Pudding, Bernie and I, 13 videos, the collection of Frank Sinatra shows, lovely.
Like one of those gold.
That's your bit, Len, what about you, Ian? Oh, look at that!
Oh, that'll do me.
There's always some greedy people.
Go on the other side.
What's in it?
Yeah, try and get everybody in it, Saskia. So let's go further back to everybody's
Let's take the lens cap off first.
I'll take those. Do we have that?
And she said, oh, come on. And he literally said,
Yeah, we did extension in the that's what she took the fancy to, the lady, you know, that bought it. It's a pity the area. And I mean, Karen purchased it. We put extension and all this in the kitchen next to Dad.
Oh gosh! I wonder what she was picturesque doing.
See, after we're gone, she'll say, which one's that, Mum? Daddy, which one's that?
Things like this sort of music.
Chopin and stuff like this. I'm into more than anything.
He's gone highbrow, Johnny.
Didn't the highbrow? The rest of them pushed to one side.
looks like Al Capone, she did. Now, how are you? Smile, Deborah. Not yet. No, we're not.
Not me, surely.
No, somebody's selling more.
Better move it, we had last night.
Mr. Bubblies. Bubblies, I'm not sure what order I dish those out. Right? This is Bubblies.
Champagne.
Yes, there's no drink before this.
No, can I have a bit of cake first? No, I won't have it. Is this anyone's
I'm not a film. Is there a film? No, we should never know. In case there is, cheers. Is there no film in there, is there?
There is. Right, you're supposed to be my daughter, not some horrible little thing.
Who have you seen do that? Becky?
Becky, someone's talking to you. Becky. Thank you.
Yeah, icicles about, and I'm about to have my COVID jab. I had my COVID jab about an hour ago over at Slough. Brilliantly organised, as was the online booking a day or two before. Right down to the last minute of timing and the location. Brilliant. And while we were in the car park, being filed in to have it, the young lad chatted up June, who was just my driver, and basically she had the jab at the same time on the next position. Very well organised.
तू ते आख्या भुल गया होने होर किसे ते डुल गया होने तू ते आख्या भुल गया होने होर किसे ते डुल गया होने ऐडा नी सुखाला छड्डी दा हाँ पटियाला पैगाला छड्डी दा पटियाला पैगाला छड्डी दा
Okay, it's still rolling. Let me have a go. Go on.
Okay.
It'll only be a couple of minutes. Right, so I'm in frame. Right?
Yeah. Beautiful. Plus, I'll try and catch it.
Who was it was doing it? The party is only started. It's basically the committee. Right? The wine is still flowing. Right. Right, here we go. Here we go. Right.
ਜੱਟ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਉਂਦਾ ਸੱਟਾਂ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਕੀ ਖੱਟ ਲਿਆ ਯਾਰ ਬੁਲਾ ਕੇ ਓ ਜੱਟ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਉਂਦਾ ਸੱਟਾਂ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਤੂੰ ਕੀ ਖੱਟ ਲਿਆ ਯਾਰ ਬੁਲਾ ਕੇ ਓ ਛੱਡ ਤਾਂ ਪਵਾੜਾ ਨੱਡੀ ਦਾ
I'd spoken to Jeff Fox in Sunninghill, and I knew he worked at the tank factory once on Chobham Common, with a load of history going right back to Queen Victoria reviewed the troops as a monument to that. But I didn't know he was into guitars. I'm with Jeff Fox, and we're talking about the tank factory and other stuff. So, what does he want to tell us, Jeff?
Mostly it's classified and I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Yes, but if you know the right people, it can be declassified, right?
Yeah, I was told when I was retired, you have signed the Official Secrets Act and practically everything, including the telephone directory, is classified and you are not to talk about it.
Yes, I know, and in fact I seem to recall having to say to somebody, I think it was a copper not that long ago, which was, I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you after, right? But that's not so funny, is it? But you were saying about the history of the...
Well, I worked with a load of old Chobham people, and they were old men who were just retiring.
Yeah.
And they knew all about the Chobham area.
Yeah.
And these are men who've been in the war. Some of them have been in the First World War.
Blimey, yeah.
Because some of these poor buggers got both wars.
Yeah.
And they would tell me about Chobham Common and the fact that during the wartime it was all Nissen huts and troops and soldiers all over the place, which is why there's lumps and bumps and holes everywhere all over Chobham Common.
Yeah.
And at the time the metal detector people were all out there looking for bits of old memorabilia from the military.
That wasn't so long ago, I think, when they were doing that, wasn't it?
No, it's not. They're still doing that probably. But they would say, yeah, of course, they used to test all the tanks on the common and all that sort of thing, and all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But as for talking about the inside of the place, it's a no-no.
Well, Chobham Armour was invented there, wasn't it?
Well, that's why they called it Chobham Armour.
Yeah.
Of which I knew absolutely nothing, and made it my business to know absolutely nothing.
Best not to know.
I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
As far as I was concerned, one bit of metal looked much like another bit of metal.
Yeah.
And all I was interested is, what's my job?
Exactly.
Which took up enough time as it was.
Yeah.
As we were firemen, ambulance drivers, policemen, and anything else.
So you're handling sort of the security of the site and stuff, were you?
Yeah, and the security and the ambulance, because there was a lot of people there and a lot of experimental work and people getting injured.
Yeah.
And the fire side, we were all trained firemen.
Right.
So we had quite enough to do without worrying about what's going on within the place and who's doing this and what.
So roughly what years was that then, were you working there?
Years, from 1973 to 1994.
Blimey, yeah, not that long ago, is it?
No.
No. Yeah. I remember you saying about, because the Bansells live just next door, and I remember you telling me about that sign with the bullet holes in it on the way to Chobham.
Yeah.
You sort of knew of that.
Been there for ages.
Somebody's nicked it, I think, probably to sell it. But What was your guess? Was that, I reckon, a Bren gun or?
It was a snub-nosed bullet.
Oh, you know?
Well, no.
It was a pattern of the shots.
Yeah, but they were pushed through.
Right.
There was when a snub-nosed bullet hits something, it pushes out a bit behind it.
Yeah.
Instead of a pointed bullet.
Yeah.
So all I know is a snub-nosed bullet. It may have been a pistol even.
Oh right, but so somebody, because it looked as though when I remember seeing the sign, it was a pattern of shots.
Yeah.
But you think they might have done that deliberately?
Yeah.
Sort of making it look as though it was a Bren gun or something.
There was a Bren gun, a 9mm Bren gun pushing.
Well, you never know. But anyhow, so with the key thing, it was what same as a dum-dum bullet, is it? I don't know. I'm not an expert.
Yeah, it's a round bullet, round-ended bullet.
Yeah. So it goes into you, it takes out most of your body.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a small hole going in and a big one coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas a rifle bullet almost always pointed, and you get a clean shot.
Now that is where, because we haven't got internet here, I couldn't even get in on theirs. There's a lovely little video where I'm demonstrating. It was a little trick, of course, but demonstrating smart ammunition in my dad's old air gun to the bandsaws, right? And that does the same thing. It was a little hole in the front and a great big hole at the back.
If it's a pointed bullet, it'll plough through, but if it's a snub-nosed bullet, it will push a lot out. You don't want to be shot with a snub-nosed bullet.
No, exactly. Well, not a nice subject, because I'm always load more, but what I'm hoping is, if it's grabbing the opportunity, and I'm hoping Jeff, in slower time, can come round to our place, right? Whenever he likes, just give us a bell warning if you like. And we can show him the stuff which I can't show him because we're not there, that we've already got. And I'm just looking at your things. One of our youngest daughter is mad keen on guitars, right? You've got a load of stuff here, haven't you? Goodness me. But yeah, so yeah, and you were saying you got a medal before they closed down the place.
They're mandolins, the small ones are.
Yeah.
I made them.
You made it?
Yeah, I made them, yeah.
What, the mandolin?
Mandolins.
Blimey.
I make the mandolins.
Yeah, goodness.
I had nothing to do at the winter time for 3 or 4 years. I made mandolins.
Yeah. So you're back to your other hobby and that stuff. Is it kind of a singing group where you caught your toe?
Yeah, it started again on the 14th of next month.
Right.
But this month now.
Yeah.
We're going over and starting to get together again.
Yeah.
Those that are still around. One or two, we've lost one.
Yeah.
And one's got Alzheimer's.
Oh, right,
so
yeah.
we've got a couple missing now.
Yeah,
sort of thing,
right, I'm going to stop this video clip now, right? And don't know what I'll do it. I expect Jeff to tell me what to do with it, but something else. So I'll just stop that now. There we go.
It's a Washburn D13N.
Yeah.
It's a straight copy of a pre-war Martin HD28.
Right.
Which are a second mortgage job these days.
Right, so daughter Michelle would be very interested in that stuff, but she's not having it. And my mate Gus, who's into electric guitars. Brilliant. Right, I'm glad I kept that as a clip. So I'm going to shoot it off now. And anytime you want to pop round, Jeff, that'd be brilliant. Okay? Lovely. Yeah, lovely.
But
I keep saying I want to get away again, but he said, and he knows that if he doesn't let me get away, I'm going to end up shooting more clips. But he's just gone to get what he calls a resonator guitar. Here we go.
Resonator guitar.
Right. So, what's a resonator? I don't know. I've got friends who'll know, but like Gus.
It's a square neck resonator.
Right.
Played flat.
Yeah.
With a bar.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll pick that up. It's batteries, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Oh.
That's the bar.
Oh, that's the bar.
That's the bar.
But I can see loudspeakers on it. So, what is it? An early electric one? Incredible. So, well, okay, the technique. So I mean, I don't know how many years it is I even touched. So it's got loudspeakers. It got amplifier in it, or is it just an ordinary guitar but with?
No, it's got an aluminium cone in there.
Yeah.
That is like a speaker.
Ah.
But it's aluminium.
Yeah.
And it's driven from a central screw that goes down from the bridge and drives this cone.
So is it all mechanical,
Yes,
or is it?
mechanical.
There's no electrics there at all.
It's totally mechanical.
That's incredible. I don't know what your taste in music is, but you're not into a few bars of something obviously rock, like Stones or something like that.
No,
not into that.
You can.
Huh?
You can.
Yeah.
Let's put a finger pick on.
Right.
You can play something like Honky Tonk Women.
Yeah, Honky Tonk Women. It just so happens that a good Japanese friend from years ago on the internet, he was crazy about rock music, and he said, when I heard Honky Tonk Woman, it really blew my mind.
So you can play blues.
Right, Robin, get out of here now.
This was done in 1912, this thing.
God, blimey.
When you hear it, you wonder why rock and roll took so long.
Yeah. Give a little wave then, Jeff. Bye-bye, all. And it's peeing down with rain. I've known Mr. Khan of the Raj Vuj for what must be, I don't know, 35 years or more, when the Bangladeshi restaurant opened in the middle 80s. What we've done is shot a load of video which might in time get edited, bits of it, for good charitable purposes related to his charitable activity for Bangladesh, and near the end of a perfect day, but it's not ended yet. Right, I'm with Mr. Khan, who set up the Raj Vuj. We know each other for years, but he's been showing family pictures. But what I thought, yeah, of his children.
My son and my daughter, my granddaughter.
Yeah.
These are my 4 granddaughter and son. 2 grandson, 2 granddaughter.
And he's been showing me pictures up on his wall of, for example, Mr. Khan being introduced to this lady, I think, who a lot of people recognise, and the family, son there, lots of pictures. But anyhow, the important thing, I think, that some people might be interested in is if you're able to just say, well, a few words about, perhaps briefly.
This is my
yeah, lovely.
Daughter-in-law.
Yeah, right. What you were telling me about the War of Independence, right? As brief as you can, moving into what is really important, which is the Bangladeshi charity work. So, What do you want to say?
Regarding the charity works.
Yeah, whatever you want to say,
I'm
talk
doing
about.
the charity work since 1986.
Yeah.
When I was in Agam. I
Right.
was in Agam from 76 till 86.
Right.
And in 85, before I moved into Sunning Hill in 86, a customer, he was Brigadier O'Mara.
Yeah.
He was the he was the brigadier in the army, but he was in the British ambassador, deputy ambassador.
Right.
He was not a full ambassador, he was a deputy ambassador.
Yeah.
He used to live in the Englefield Green.
Right.
And he used to come to my Agam restaurant. And he used to eat, after eat, he used to say, Mr. Khan, I am missing my Robin, because Robin used to cook for him.
What do you mean, Robin?
Robin was a chef
Oh, right.
in Bangladesh.
Okay. Not this Robin, definitely not. Even though I've been friends with Mr. Khan for a long time. Don't let go.
Not this Robin.
No, that's Robin. No, carry on. So, yeah.
And then he was telling me about the charity organization in Bangladesh, Dhaka.
Yeah.
He said, Mr. Khan, I'd like to introduce you to a lady. Her name is Valerie Taylor, and she is a physiotherapist. Okay, and she lives in a small house with 2 patients and herself in Dhanbandi, in Dhaka, and we, British Embassy, help her a lot. And she is not far from. She is from Warfield, very near from Ascot.
Right.
Very near from.
I hope you're not revealing any sort of information that people don't want to come out, Mr. Khan. So, right, let's cut to the chase, right? You opened up the Rajvuj restaurant, didn't you?
No, before I opened the Rajbhog, I was involved with the charity works, and he said, "Do you like to meet her?"
Right.
I said, "Of course." So he said, "Okay, leave it with me. I will write to her." And she was the only famous physiotherapist as a British over there in 1985-86.
Yeah.
And then I made contact with Valerie, and she said, "Can you join in my? We have got a small charity organization here. It's called FCRP, Friends of CRP. CRP means Center for the Rehabilitation of Bangladesh."
CRB. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, CRP, Center for the
I hear corrections being coming from the kitchen here. And somebody that is going to have to be on camera, who's just treated me to a lovely meal.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Mango is for her.
Oh, look, she's still cooking. There you go. Look, you're on camera.
Oh.
Lovely. So, what's the name of the charity? CRP.
CRP, Center for Rehabilitation of Paralyzed.
Ah, right. Centre for the Rehabilitation of the Paralysed. CRP.
Yeah.
Right, there you go. See, women are often the experts, whatever it is. Right, carry on, Mr. Khan.
CRP means Center for the Rehabilitation of Paralyzed.
Yes.
In Bangladesh.
Yes, right.
That was
That was the first charity that you got involved in.
Best charity means famous in the country now.
Yes.
And biggest in the country now.
Right.
We have got about 25 acres of land and we have started physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, many therapy.
Yeah.
We have got our workshop, everything.
So the key thing is, how did you? What was your involvement? How did you get the funding or whatever?
Then I joined in the FCRP here.
Yeah.
FCRP was a trust here.
Yeah.
So I joined in the FCRP, Friends of the CRP of Bangladesh in here.
Yeah.
And they're all were European, British. None was Bangladeshi.
So.
And so I was in the FCRP for many, many years, since 920, can you believe it? Since 87 till 2014 or 15, 2002 or 3.
Right.
I have brought 2 Bangladeshi in the trust.
Now, I'm going to interrupt you there, and I'm very bad at interrupting people, but the key thing is that for example, a lot of people in the Sunning Hill area, they know the Rajvuj, right? And so if we can sort of start the story from the Rajvuj point of view, okay? Sure. Now, when was it that you started
86.
1986.
86. I opened it.
And I think I sort of discovered you soon after you'd set
Soon
up.
after.
Yeah?
So after I have opened 86 in here, I started to raise fund in the restaurant.
I remember that. Because you would practically...
Always.
Every week...
Every after 3-4 months, I used to raise fund.
Okay, well, I seem to remember that there were, it was quite regularly, there were special meals where the funds would go.
Sometimes High Commissioner was Bangladesh High Commissioner was the chief guest. Sometimes local mayor was the chief guest.
Yeah.
Sometimes his name was fantastic person, member of the parliament.
Right.
He used to live in Ascot.
Yeah.
Bracknell way before Ascot.
Right, well, forget about famous people, right? The key thing is, this guy, I recall, soon after the place was operating, the restaurant, and obviously enjoyed it, I think I was probably chairman of the local Residents Association, right?
Correct.
And we did a deal, if you remember, because the Residents Association, AMRA, Armitage Murray Residents Association, the women had started having social events where they did all the cooking. And I said, well, I know women, that's what they're for, cooking, you know, but at the end of the day, let them enjoy it as well.
Absolutely.
So then I thought, perhaps I can do a deal with Mr. Khan. Now, do you remember what the deal was, Mr. Khan? It was.
I think the deal was I was selling the ticket for £15 per head for the food and.
No. I remember it very well because I hired the Courts Hall, whatever that was, £100, right? And the price for the meal was £5 per person. I remember that very clearly.
It?
Yeah. Now he doesn't want to reveal that. He don't reveal that because everybody who goes in the Raj Vuj will say, well, Robin only arranged £5 per person, but we had, I think it was probably at least 90 people.
Probably it was £10, and you were paying £5 for the cost of the food and £5 for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My facilitator. No, yeah, my yeah. What's the word for it? It's a
raising fund for you.
Yeah, it's a cut. Yeah, well, you can believe that if you wish.
You have done few fundraising, few dinner.
Yeah.
For the residential.
The trouble is, Mr. Khan's got a wicked sense of humour, a bit like me, I'm afraid.
But
anyhow, whatever the amount was, right, and regardless of whether I took a cut, which I would claim it wasn't the case, what I do recall is that whatever it was, if it was 100 people.
Oh my God! It was in the Courts Hall, yeah.
Yeah, Courts Hall, and I can't remember the exact number, but it would have been that ballpark. Might have been a little bit less. So 100 people times £5, £500, right? And you provided all the music because it was Indian theme music, Indian theme evening, and so we all enjoyed ourselves. And at the end of it, there was food left over, and I remember you guys. Because you'd set up on the stage, the place where we all queued up to collect our food when it was ready for that, and you guys said, "Oh right, well, there's food left over. Anybody want takeaway?" And out came with the takeaway containers, and sure enough, you ended up. I'm missing my.
This is mango.
Oh right. Oh, sorry. I'm going to stop the recording now. Which a load of my friends say, "Thank goodness for that."
No, I want to tell you the fundraising. We have done fundraising for the school as well.
Yeah.
And school I used to take only £5, and they were selling their ticket for £20, £15.
What school is that? School in Bangladesh?
Opposite. No, here.
Oh, what Sunny
Hill School.
St Michael's. St Michael's. Yeah, because three girls went to St Michael's. June went there.
For bank, I have the bank. There is some fund.
Yeah.
I said, how much you are going to pay? Oh, only £5. I said, make it 6. How much you are selling? I won't tell you. I said, oh, come on.
Yes.
Good old days.
This guy is what you call a businessman. Right, we're going to have a working class term is pudding, and I think other people call it
mango.
Yes, that's what it is.
Fresh mango.
It's our lunch, isn't it? So I'm going to stop for lunch now, and lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely.
So,
we
were just there. Yeah, it looks like
June is coming.
Yeah, I think it's probably June.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we interrupting.
Come inside. Okay, it's okay. Can I take my shoes off? It's okay.
Sorry about this. I just used the opportunity.
Okay. Come have a seat. You can go to
Yes. Yes. There we go. I just so the women here have been giving instructions to the men how to do the work, right? And Mr. Khan, Maqsood and myself have been trying to sort it out.
No.
So let them.
Yeah, that's going to.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Doing unskilled labouring work under instructions from a man.
Well done. All done?
Absolutely lovely day, talking about all sorts of things with the guys at the pub, including Terry Kenzie and Stuart and Maqsood Khan, and ended the day round at Maqsood and Salida Khan's place, talking about how somebody might be able to help them with their gardening. This is a random selection of videos from one of my YouTube channels, thrown together very quickly. Oh, Tony.